G'day guys, welcome back to the Aussie Gooner channel, and yes, it's that time again, North London derby time. I've been a bit here, I've been a bit there, I've been a bit fucking everywhere, but you know what? I'm here for the North London derby. I've got my fellow fucking Australian, fellow fucking Gooner from the IFT bod, Scott Borg, tuning in, helping me out with this fucking with this preview. Bro, how you been? How you feeling about this game and all? How you been, man? All right? You feeling strong?
Yeah, look, no, man, been well, can't complain. But you know, we were chatting a little bit before the stream, and I was telling you, I don't get too excited for North London derbies. I get really nervy. Hey, it's so high stakes. I love it when we win, but when we lose, it messes my week, man. At least the next week, I'm miserable to be around. So I'm nervous. It's a big game. It's a very big game.
You know what? Yeah, look, I feel you. North London derby, it does mean a lot. I mean, personal terms, all that kind of stuff, and the banter and this and that. I know I can get to you a bit. And like, to be honest, I'm the same with you. You know what I mean? I mean, it's early days yet, but it's early days. Both teams have had a good start to the season. It's not make or break yet. It's not like last season, like we were discussing backstage. It's still early days. But you know what? We want to continue the form that we've been in. I know we've got one L, you know what I mean? Today's fucking pricks. And we don't need another one. If anything, we need another W, another 3 points, and to continue this fucking half-decent or decent form that Arsenal have been in. Now, to be honest, Scott, I know I'm going to get into our squad, bro. I'm not going to get into theirs. I'm going to get into our squad. The only thing that worries me about this game, I don't know about you, is that midfield area, that Thomas Partey situation. Now, I don't know if that's what's fucking maybe niggling on you right now, but this Thomas Partey situation, not even if it's not this game, but the game's coming up. What are your vibes on this? Like, this is going to be an important game for us, and it's looking like maybe Partey won't be part of it.
Look, one fact is that he makes us a better team. When he's playing in the middle of the park, no matter who it's with, we look a lot better. Xhaka's started the season quite well.
Yeah.
It's hard to find anything to criticise him about. He's done a really good job. And him and Thomas Partey together, I feel a lot better in this match. If we don't have him, it's just that the drop in quality is so large, only because we didn't reinforce in that position. So if we don't have him, who plays? I mean, Sambi?
That's the only. That's our only option.
North London derby, a lot of pressure on him, man.
Well, I know what you're saying, but like the only options we've got is Sambi Lokonga, right? And it is a lot of pressure, and he's not good under pressure. And maybe
drop Odegaard back.
Odegaard as an anchor? Nah, mate. You reckon that guy will get run over?
Not as an anchor. You maybe ask Xhaka to do more of the defensive work and give him more of a
box-to-box.
Like a box-to-box kind of role, and then put Vieira up. I don't know, man. Not having a Emile Smith-Rowe as well. We know he's had surgery.
Yeah.
That hurts. That hurts our quality in depth as well.
See, this is the thing. Emile Smith-Rowe out. Partey picks up a fucking knock, and he's fucking maybe done again.
Tierney had a knock.
Tierney had it. Yeah, he had that head clash, didn't he? It was apparently. Well, the thing is, they're talking about him still possibly starting for this game. And what worries me is that I actually want Tierney to start over Zinchenko in this game. I don't know your feeling on that, but I think Tierney's going to be a lot better left back for us in this game than fucking Zinchenko. I know Zinchenko goes forward very well, but I think we need someone like Tierney who can come back and cover and do well defensively. And with him getting a knock, it's a little bit scary. I wouldn't want to start with Zinchenko. I don't know about you. Zinchenko's looking like
in the middle. If Thomas Partey's out, would you start him in the middle? I feel a bit safer with him than Sambi Lokonga.
I'm with you. I would. I'd actually chuck Zinchenko in the middle of the park. And have him because him and Xhaka right now, they've got a good partnership, right? And I think there's the communication's fucking awesome. So you see him fucking transition in and amongst the center midfield and left back role. I reckon these two guys in the middle of the park, they could switch around with their roles. You know, one minute you see Xhaka sitting back a little bit deeper, Zinchenko go forward, and then vice versa. I think it'd be a better move because Odegaard is apparently going to be ready for this game. He's going to actually be playing in this game. So if we get Odegaard in the middle of the park, we get Zinchenko, and we get Xhaka side by side, I think that's probably, and Tierney on the left, I think that's going to be the best Band-Aid solution we've got against against Tottenham. And I mean, guys, you guys are watching this. Tell us what you think. This show's recorded and dropped in as quick as possible. But let us know what you guys think about the middle of the park situation, because it's highly likely that Thomas Partey is not going to start in this game. And if he does, it's probably a chance that he's going to pick up another knock. This is a North London derby, Scott. You know what happens here. People get hurt here. You know what I mean?
It's going to be hot-blooded. I want to ask you on Thomas Partey a kind of random question. I saw a couple of posts with people basically saying sell him. Like, get rid of him, he's unreliable. Now, is that where you're at? Like, would you cash in on him now, knowing that we could take... I don't know if we'd make as much money as we'd like on him if we sold him now, but would you be more inclined to sell or to keep him on the bench and give him more of a reduced role but bring someone in of top quality?
Well, depends how we are financially. So if we can afford to buy another player in of quality, not like some fucking Band-Aid, if you know what I mean. If we can get a decent centre midfielder in, a DM now, because of course that's what Partey's role is, an anchor, who's of the same quality, and Partey sits on the bench, I'm happy with that. That means my bench looks even better with Partey there, even though he's injury prone. But if we can't afford to get a decent quality DM with Partey there, I'm happy to flick Partey now. Because to be perfectly honest, we all knew what Jack Wilshere was about. Oh, he was going to be great. Gonna, wanna, shoulda, woulda, coulda, never was. Ramsey, Abu Diaby, come on, man. All these guys become so injury prone, we never saw them. You know, and then and Arsenal have been that team that has those injury prone players that, oh, this guy's a superstar. Oxlade-Chamberlain, oh, he's going to be great. How's he going at Liverpool? 1 minute he's there, next minute he's in the fucking hospital. I don't want that anymore. I need that to change. And right now in this squad, let's be honest, the only injuries that we are really seeing a lot of is in the middle of the park. You know, we saw Partey, we saw Odegaard, and Tierney. That's a knock. That's a head knock. That's a head clash. That's freak. You know, he is injury prone, but now he's got backup in Zinchenko, so maybe he's not going to have as many problems. Yeah. But the middle of the park is our issue. So if we can try and find ourselves a midfielder, and correct me if I'm wrong, you know, like it maybe an Ndidi, like we were talking about last time, possibly a player like Ndidi, who's maybe not in the best of form now, but with the Leicester squad that he's in, I don't think anyone's in great form bar Maddison.
No one is.
You know what I mean? We get a player like him to come in to just sit there as an anchor, and I rate Ndidi. We get him at a bargain price because he's not in great form. Would you be up for that? Would you be up for fucking off Partey and bringing on Ndidi? How about that? All day?
I would. If we got the Thomas Partey with the injury record of Atletico Madrid, I'd tell you to get stuffed. But unfortunately, him coming over, we just have not had that luck. I mean, I think he's a top player. I think he makes us a hell of a lot stronger. But it ultimately means nothing if he's not on the pitch. So if we could guarantee that Ndidi would be playing week in, week out, and we could build consistency, mate, I'd do that in a heartbeat. All day. And that'll solidify our midfield to an extent. I mean, we'll still be stuck with Granit Xhaka. But in the midfield at the moment, right now, for players who have been there and have shown up this season, I think Granit Xhaka's been... And I hate Granit Xhaka. I don't like him. I don't like that guy. I don't think he's good enough. But this season, I'll call it straight down the line. A spade, as Aussie Gunnar says. He's been our best midfielder, bar none. I mean, he's been better than Odegaard because he's been there a lot more. He's created chances. And if he continues in this manner, which I'm still doubtful, but if he can continue in this manner, then the number 6 is the role we have to fill way before his. And even if he doesn't, the number 6 is the role that we have to fill way before his. 100%. And look, you don't have to like the guy to acknowledge that he's bringing something to the park, and he's never injured.
Nah.
He's so reliable in that sense that he is an asset to the team at this point. So, look, in terms of the lineup and the team, besides that, I think will be unchanged. Our defensive line, I think that'll be completely unchanged. Ramsdale, I'm hoping he has a big performance. And I think we'll see the same guys up top. I think it should be a cracking match.
Look, man, I honestly think that it's going to be a bit of back and forth. I think both teams are going to try and take the game by the scruff of the neck. Their front line at the moment, I mean, with Tottenham at the moment, they've got their own problems at the moment. They've got an issue with Kulusevski. So that he's highly, it's doubtful he'll be there. Maybe on the bench, maybe, or maybe not at all. That does pave way for Richarlison to come in. So they've got that depth. they've got a Richarlison that can come in for a Kulusevski or a Kane. But Hugo Lloris has also picked up a little knock. And I think it was Ben Davies as well, a little bit of a knock. Now, those two guys are looking like they're going to start. But the last thing I'd want is my goalkeeper to be a little bit, not being as smooth as he should be, especially when you're an aging goalkeeper like Lloris. Do you know what I mean? So we're not the only ones that have got problems. I think, we've probably got the bigger problems. But I think we could both agree that I'd be happier to see. I'd rather have a Richarlison on the pitch than a Kulusevski, to be honest.
100%. Richarlison's, he likes the dark arts. He's got all the shithousery in his closet, but we have kept him relatively quiet over the years in his Everton days. Now, playing for Antonio Conte's Spurs and the way they've been playing, because let's face it, they've not been convincing.
You reckon?
Not played. Oh, look, I don't think they've played amazing football, but they've played effective football. There's a difference to me when you're balancing amazing football and effective football. And you know what Conte does? He sets teams up to frustrate the opposition and to win matches. He doesn't care how he wins. He's not going to go home and lose sleep if they win ugly. And I think he's got that real mongrel in their team at the moment too. So we can't rest on our laurels and think that we'll be able to go and play our way easily through them, because Conte is going to have them set up to defend, hit us on the counter. Yep. Richarlison's got pace. Son has pace. And we don't need to say much about Harry Kane. You know it's in the script. Always scores a penalty against us.
Yeah, that's a given.
Bang on about this record of him scoring in derbies when he's been given the arsiest penalties in the derbies over the years. It's a joke.
Look, when it comes to Spurs, they'll take anything they can get, right? When it comes to trying to get one over us, they'll whatever they can fucking feed off, they'll feed off. The key question I asked in Nigerian Englishman's on Nigerian Englishman's show is, we have to all admit that in North London, Arsenal have been the most successful club in North London, bar none. Now that's a fact, plain and simple. It's a fact that most Spurs fans don't want to fucking admit that, but you got to call it straight. Spade is spade. Who's brought in the trophies? Who's put North London on the map? Yeah, you guys might have started there, but we took that bitch. And now, the way it is, unfortunately, Spurs have been playing catch up for years. Spurs, like I said, this is a season that they have to win something. This is a season where they have to push for something. And I think with players like Richarlison, yep, it's great. You've got Kane, you've got Son maybe coming back on form. It's going to be good for them. I do believe that we've also got our danger men in Jesus, in Martinelli, and maybe if Saka can show up in this game, I'd really like to see him show up, because right now, Saka, I'm still not convinced this season. So a lot of people say Arsenal are playing great football. We're playing 2D. We're playing down the left-hand side in the centre of the park. Bukayo Saka has not been great. He hasn't. No. And we don't really have many options on the right-hand side that we can swap over like Richarlison to Son.
We sold Pepe.
We got, loaned him or sold him or whatever. We fucking hung him out to dry, really, but he's done. So we don't have that depth. But at the same time, we've also been playing with sort of one arm tied behind our back on the right-hand side. So I think this game, like you said, Conte's going to come in, he's going to play the kind of football that he's been playing this season, where if Spurs are allowed to play on the ball, then they'll try to fucking play the possession game and try and strangle you, which they have done before. But I find that Spurs this season, when they play a team that can hold on to the ball, dribble the ball, and press them, then what they do is they go back to typical Conte football, sit back, hit on a counter. And I hope that our boys learn a lesson against Manchester United, because that was a hard lesson to learn. Hopefully the boys and the manager learned something, because to be honest,
Just about to say that. Because I was going to say, not just the boys, because the man, the gaffer as well. His subs against United were atrocious, and I get it that they were emotional reactionary subs.
Bad.
Yeah. It's something I'd do on Football Manager or FIFA, but not managing in the Premier League. I'm hoping he's learnt from it, because we have seen in the past with Mikel that when these and the squad, because you've got to share the blame collectively. When we get into a crunch game, we've not played our best football over the last couple of seasons. So to me, even though it's early, winner takes top spot. They beat us, they move into top spot. And I don't care how early it is. If I have a chance to be top, I want to be top for as long as possible. So yes, it's not a crunch game in the sense that it's make or break, but it is a crunch game in terms of morale, momentum, and people respecting the squad. Because a lot of people have said Arsenal have one big challenge this season, and you blew it against United. If we then go and we lose to Spurs, that narrative continues that, look, every time we come up against a bigger club, we buckle. And then that can become a disease, man, in the players' minds, in the squad, in the dressing room, everywhere.
Exactly. And that brings down morale. The belief goes out the window. And that's when you start getting scrappy games against teams that you should be beating. And that's when you're dropping off. And look, I know that these players are going to have to be up for it. Luckily, they're playing at the Emirates. The one thing we've got going for us, and what Spurs have going for them as well, is that when we go there, we struggle. When they come over to the Emirates, they struggle. Usually the home team is the team that comes out with the 3 points and a victory. I honestly think that their defenders, Eric Dyer, would it be Davidson Sanchez or Romero, they're going to have their fucking work cut out for them with our front three. Like, I know they've got a strong front three, and they keep saying, have you seen a stronger front three than ours? Well, we've got a strong front three as well. Have you faced a strong front three like ours? Because we've got a strong, we've got a fluent. When we go forward, we're going forward. We're creating a lot of chances. I just need our boys to finish our chances, finish our fucking dinner. And if we can do that, I think if we can go up 1-0, 2-0 in that game early on. It just depends on us taking the game to Tottenham and taking it by the scruff of the neck. To be honest,
first goal will be big, Steve.
You reckon?
I think
because we've come back. We've come back in games where we've gone down. Yep.
I think they'll really lock up if they score first, and they'll try and frustrate and kick us and do all of that. But if we score first, I think it could really open up because they're going to be forced to attack.
Yes, that's right. Actually, that's a good point. If they open up, get out of their shell, and then try and play possession-based football, which Conte can do against a team that can move the ball as good as we can, then it could be a great game for the neutral, a very good game, because the game could open up. And that falls into sort of our world. If the game opens up, that's sort of what we want. You know what I mean? It's not really what Spurs want. Spurs would rather hit on the counter. So look, end of the day, I think they've got their hands full, and so do we. But I'm gonna ask you, like, to be honest, what's your score prediction? And who do you think's gonna score? Both ends, both teams.
Can I give you two? Can I give you a score prediction if they score first, and then one if we score first?
Shit. We're talking about... This is what happens when you come to an Australian channel talking about Arsenal Tottenham, because we go into depth. You know what I mean? It's about depth, mate.
Look, if they score first, I'm going to go with a 1-1. I'm going to go with Harry Kane to score for them and Martinelli to score for us. You know my boy Martinelli.
I knew you were going to do it.
I hope he's watching. But if we score first, I'm going a 3-3 draw. I think it'll really open up. And similar goal scorers. I think for them it'll be a Kane double and Son. And then for us, hopefully one for all of the front three.
Wow.
Gabby and Saka.
Gabby and Saka. I reckon, in my mind, the way I see it is... I think Arsenal can come out with a win here. And I know everyone's going, Steve said 2-1 every single time. I believe 2-1 in this game as well. I honestly think that we're going to score first and we'll score the second. They'll score the third. And then it's going to be like nail biting at the end of the game. Arsenal win 2-1. I honestly reckon it's going to be Kane to score, not Son. I think it's going to be Kane to score their goal. And I think Jesus is going to do a double.
I will love that. I hope you're right, man.
I think Jesus is going to be a little bit hard for Eric Dyer to handle. Eric Dyer is a decent, is okay defender, but fucking Jesus is a fucking pest. So he's a bastard, isn't he? So I'm gonna go with 2-1 to the Arsenal, a double for Jesus, and a goal for Harry Kane to continuing his form. Scotty's fucking put his double prediction in. So if you're a betting person, check out what Scott's got to say, because he's letting you know what's going to happen throughout the game and what to expect and when to fucking cash out.
Hey, I've got a hot tip, though. I had to ask you. I knew you were doing this.
Here you go.
I heard that you might be doing a halftime performance of that North London Forever song.
What?
Not going to be on Instagram Live singing North London forever. No,
Remember,
give the people what they want.
I don't wear a pink shirt. Unlike some of these fucking gooners do. North London.
I was going to wear it today just to wind you up, but
then I was just gonna, it'd just be the Aussie Gooner doing a fucking preview. I've got someone backstage, but fuck that, guys. I'm not going to do it to the channel. That song's fucking tragic, Scotty. I swear I can't handle it. Can't handle it. But look, honestly, man, hopefully we can get this win. Look, I do think we're going to get it. I think it's just going to be a great game to watch. And to be honest, another 3 points and then onward and upward from there. But look, guys, if you haven't already subscribed to the IFT pod, check out the IFT pod. The links are going to be in the description below. You'll get to see Scotty and the boys down there. It's a great fucking channel, great bunch of boys. You know, you got a United supporter, you got yourself a Chelsea supporter, and you've got the one and only fucking Arsenal supporter here. He's pulling the strings. He's the boss man. He's the one fucking paying the, he's got the paychecks. He's the one, he's the one signing off and everything. You know what I mean? He's doing it all. So, he's in control. So that's a good channel for you to check out. And if you haven't already done it to this channel, please like, share, and subscribe. It'll be much appreciated. But from the Aussie Gooner to my mate here out in Sydney, it's Uru, guys. Uru.